Welcome back to Law Talk Moments, a legal program designed to help make the complex simple and to promote the practice of law, which I unapologetically consider to be a noble profession. I'm attorney Rob Caprera, and I'm humbled to be your host again for this program. Today, I'd like to round out our series on estate planning, wills, and probate by encouraging you to go the extra mile in your estate planning efforts to help your family to an even greater extent when you die. It involves what I call the family football. So you might ask, what is the family football? Let me show you the Caprera family football. It's a large notebook with multiple pockets. Frankly, it could be a bag or a box or a drawer in a file cabinet. Essentially, it's a place where you intentionally and systematically store all of your important official papers. I refer to it as a football because it is designed to be easily handed off for your loved ones or personal representative to run with right after you die. All too often, I've worked with families slogging through the initial shock of a loved one's death with little information but pressure to come up with answers for paying bills, dealing with financial matters, and closing out the decedent's life on earth. The spouse and children don't know where important documents are located and then have to undertake the unfortunate challenge of searching for documents and records that could have been easily left in a consolidated place by the decedent. That's the football. In my football, I store all of the original wills and estate planning documents for me and my wife. I have all the birth certificates, marriage and death certificates of our larger family. I have insurance policies for the cars and for the property and for life. I have stock certificates and investment account information. I have bank account and savings information. I have medical information for all my family. I have Social Security cards and tax information. Of particular importance in this computer world, I have pages, literally pages, of my usernames and passwords for all of my computer involvements. Candidly, I refer to this part of the football nearly weekly. Along with passwords for computers, I have combinations for locks and locations of keys for all of my security locations. What a hassle it is to have to call a locksmith to open locked places after a person dies. Finally, I have letters to my loved ones, fashioned to tell them how much I love them and how much I wish for them to continue in the journey of life to leave their mark in a positive way. When my dad died, I had the responsibility and opportunity to pore through his private papers to complete this estate process. To my delight, I found a letter that I wrote to him when I was in college. I had wronged him, and I asked him to forgive me in the letter. I expressed my love to him in the letter. He kept it in his private papers, and I found it. It meant the world to me. Granted, this is sort of a reverse situation where I, the survivor, wrote the letter, but the point that strongly impressed upon me is that a written letter to be read at the time of death, which expresses the depth of love in the relationship, is enormously powerful. If my dad or mom left me a personal letter expressing love and a request to live life nobly and purposefully, I don't think I could ever shake those words. So I see it as an enormous opportunity to leave a priceless legacy to your family members, and it ought to be safely stored in the football in preparation for the time when it will speak powerfully to your loved ones. Hopefully, this concept of the family football will give you something to think about. Surely, if you'd like help pulling together a football for yourself, I'd be privileged to work with you and your family. Please reach out to me through the contact portals of my website, capreralaw.com. Throughout my whole practice of 40 years, I've had the privilege of dealing with individuals and families who are grieving at the loss of a loved one. I have a tissue box right next to my desk to make available for the inevitable tears which are always a part of this unfortunate season in our lives. I guess I would consider myself an expert in dealing with the needs of people in this sad situation. My next series will involve my observations regarding people who have lost loved ones and how we can come alongside them and help them. First, we have to understand them and their situation better, and it is this topic area that I'd like to discuss. I would suggest that there is not much written up about this topic, so what I intend to share with you is based upon my experience and observations, and it ought to be beneficial for you. So please join me in our next Law Talk moment when I'll be trying to make the complex simple for you. There are certain things that we all should be aware of when a person dies, legal and otherwise, and I'd like to spend our next few sessions together dealing with this very important topic. If you'd like your legal questions considered for future presentations, please submit them to capreralaw.com. And as always, thank you for listening and take care.